In this video, we're going to look at boid entities. Now, what are boids? Boids are an animal entity in Cryengine that they've already put in there that's already scripted to have object avoidance and to have group or flocking behavior. So they are a great way to add some ambience to your level and to give it a little bit of life. So let's look at doing a few of those. We're going to come over to our roll-up bar to our Objects tab, go down to Entities, and when you roll it down you're going to see Boids. Click that and open that up, and that's what we have available to us: birds, bugs, chickens, fish, frogs, and turtles. Let's start with fish. So I am going to make sure that I've got follow terrain on, once again, just so that I don't lose my helper object out in the middle of nowhere when I drag it in. We'll drag that in and place it. Now, if you don't immediately see your boid, try just zooming out and zooming back in. And there you go. You can see them swimming around in there. So we've got some fish. They're avoiding the sides. If you're swimming in the water, they will also try to avoid you. You cannot control a boid, but you can interact with them. If you shoot a boid, it will die. So now that we've got our fish in here, let's do a little cleanup. We're going to go back over here, create a new layer. I'm going to call this boids. Give it a color. Come back over, select our layers tab and make sure that we put that in boids. And now let's take a look at some of the parameters we have. Now most of this you probably won't even really end up messing with, but you may want cast shadow on or off, usually on, but depending on how much you want your engine to work, you might want to turn it off. You can change your count here. So maybe we want lots of fish. We can put in 20. Or maybe we only want a few fish. We'll put in 5. You can change your size and make the size random. So let's do a 0.2 random on our fish size. You can enable flocking. And for example, you could have chickens that follow the player or something like that. So you've got a few things in here you can fiddle with, but most of the time this is kind of a just drag and drop sort of thing. You're not going to mess with too much. So we've created a fish entity. Let's create another one. Let's go over here by our beach. Or you know what? Maybe I'll go out over here. Give them something to go look at later. So here on this beach, let's go back up. Let's choose Entity again. Boids once again. Turtles. Make sure we're following our terrain. And let's drag some turtles in here. Zoom out. There, they popped right in there. And bring these guys a little closer to the edge. Maybe take them over here. Isn't that nifty? Now we got some turtles wandering around. And we can hear them kind of digging around in the sand. Now, one thing to note, you'll notice I put these on a fairly flat area, and that's with good reason. Boids are great for birds, which we can add in a second. They're great for fish. The chickens run around pretty good with legs sticking down, but something flat like turtles, you'll notice if I placed them way over here, they would still walk along an X and Y axis instead of adhering to the terrain. So bear that in mind as you place these guys. But they can be a really great way to add some visual detail to your level and get some really cool stuff going on. So we've got some fish, we got some turtles going on. Maybe we should do some birds. So go up to Entity. This time we'll do birds. And I still want my terrain thing on, just so that when I drag it in, I can find it. And then once I've got it, I can bring it way up here. Let's see, how high are we? We can go higher than that. And we'll wait to see where our birds are. Alright, now birds are very difficult to see, especially in open gray expanse like this, but there you can see one going by. And we can always go over, let's switch this over to boids, which we also sort of done with our turtles. We have a count of 10. We could make that higher. Alright, we've got some pigeons flying around. Let's do something else. So let's go up to Objects, Characters, Animals, Birds. Let's choose Seagull instead. Now we got some seagulls flying around. That makes a little bit more sense. Those are pretty high. So we can bring that down. Seagulls are known to pretty much come down and peck you on the head. There we go. So we've got that all set up. We could enable flocking if we wanted with these, or not. But we've got 3 boids in here. We've added a little bit more life to our little level. And if we go in game test, like we should always do, I don't know if we can hop up here or not. But we can look around and we can see our seagulls. Oh, we can see turtles over there. Yeah, I can't quite jump up there, but we know we got them in there. You could go up the little path we made and be all set up. So that's a brief introduction to boids. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.